The stars stretched endlessly across the black canvas of space, shimmering like ancient runes written by forgotten gods. The Terran exploration vessel, Aurora's Promise, drifted silently toward the uncharted region known only in fragmented archives as the Forgotten Expanse. Captain Elias Moran, a man whose eyes had seen both the beauty and horror of distant worlds, stood at the observation deck, his hands clasped behind his back. This mission was unlike any he had commanded before. No charts, no beacons, no friendly outposts to guide them. Only rumors and the soft hum of the ship's engines. The crew, a blend of seasoned explorers and eager rookies, moved with a quiet tension. Among them was Dr. Liora Hale, an archaeolinguist obsessed with a single relic, a crystalline fragment recovered from a derelict probe that had drifted out of the expanse decades ago. The fragment pulsed faintly, as if alive, and its surface bore markings no database could translate. The first weeks passed uneventfully, but the deeper they traveled, the more the fabric of space itself seemed to shift. Stars bent at unnatural angles, colors bled into one another, and whispers, soft, unintelligible whispers, flickered through the ship's comm systems. No one spoke of it aloud, but every crew member felt the weight of unseen eyes. One night, as the ship's lights dimmed to the sleep cycle, Dr. Hale summoned Captain Moran to the lab. The crystal was glowing brighter now, projecting faint images into the air, vast cities suspended in the void, creatures of light gliding between spires of impossible height, and then a map, or perhaps an invitation. Captain Moran felt a stirring deep in his chest, an instinct that whatever lay ahead was not merely a destination, but a test. The Aurora's Promise adjusted course, its engines flaring as it plunged deeper into the unknown, leaving the last familiar star behind. And somewhere, far beyond mortal reach, something stirred in response. Days turned into weeks, and the Aurora's Promise ventured further into the expanse than any Terran vessel had dared. The whispers grew louder, now almost forming words, though no one could understand them. Crew morale wavered, strange dreams haunted their sleep, visions of alien oceans, skies filled with twin suns, and beings whose gaze pierced through the soul. Dr. Hale's analysis revealed a pattern in the crystal's pulses, a rhythm that matched the gravitational anomalies surrounding them. She theorized it was guiding them to a specific location. Captain Moran, though cautious, authorized the course change. It was a gamble, but explorers lived for such gambles. Midway through their journey, they encountered the first sign of life. A colossal structure floating in the void, rotating slowly. It was neither a station nor a ship, but something in between, as if grown rather than built. Its surface shimmered with colors beyond the visible spectrum, and the closer they came, the more the ship's instruments faltered. Docking was impossible. There were no ports, no openings. Yet the crystal in Dr. Hale's hands began to resonate, pulling her toward a single point in the hull. Then, without warning, the ship's systems blacked out. In the suffocating darkness, a faint doorway of light appeared on the alien structure, and a low, melodic hum filled the air. Captain Moran made the call. He, Dr. Hale, and a small team would enter. Stepping through the portal felt like passing through warm water. They emerged into a chamber so vast it defied logic, filled with pillars of light and drifting motes of energy. And at the far end stood a figure, neither human nor machine, its form constantly shifting like a living memory caught between moments. It spoke, not in words, but in feelings, welcoming them, warning them, challenging them all at once. The being's presence was overwhelming, yet strangely comforting. Through the crystal's glow, they understood. This was a sentinel, a guardian of the expanse, tasked with preserving the knowledge of civilizations that had risen and fallen long before Terrans learned to walk upright. The sentinel guided them through corridors of living light, each wall pulsing with images from countless worlds, oceans that breathed, mountains that sang, forests lit by rivers of molten glass. The crew walked in awed silence, feeling both insignificant and honored. At the heart of the structure lay a chamber containing what looked like a seed, though it was the size of a small starship. The sentinel conveyed that it was the last remnant of a dying world, entrusted to the expanse until a worthy civilization could nurture it to life again. But there was a cost. The journey to its new home would require traversing the Veil, a region where time and reality twisted into chaos. Many had tried before. None had returned. Captain Moran knew this was the purpose they had unknowingly been called for. The Aurora's promise was no warship, but its crew had the heart and will for the task. Accepting the mission meant risking everything. But to turn back would be to abandon the trust of a civilization lost to history. As they departed the structure, the sentinel's form dissolved into starlight, merging with the seed's protective shell. The whispers faded, replaced by a steady guiding tone. The journey toward the Veil began. The Veil was unlike anything they had faced. Space rippled like water, and stars appeared and vanished with each heartbeat. The ship groaned as reality bent around it, instruments spinning wildly. Gravity shifted without warning, and strange lights danced through the corridors, tempting the crew to step into them. Captain Moran kept his focus, steering toward the tone emanating from the seed. Days blurred into a timeless haze, each moment stretching and collapsing in impossible patterns. Some crew swore they saw glimpses of home through the Veil. Parents long gone, cities in sunlight, the scent of Earth's oceans. Then came the final trial, a vast chasm in space, its edges lined with storms of pure energy. To cross it meant threading the ship through a corridor narrower than its own hull, with the slightest deviation spelling destruction. The crew worked in perfect synchrony, each trusting the other, each heartbeat aligned with the rhythm of the crystal. When they emerged, the storms fell silent. Before them stretched a fertile world, untouched by industry or war, a place where the seed could awaken. The crew landed, placing it gently into the soil. Instantly, the ground shimmered, and a network of glowing roots spread across the plains, breathing life into the air. Captain Moran didn't speak of triumph. He simply watched as the first shoots broke the surface, reaching toward a sky they had never known. The meaning of the mission needed no words. It was written in the living green before them, in the hearts of those who had made the journey. And somewhere, deep in the expanse, the sentinel watched, knowing the trust had been well placed.